How did you find out about surf safety? How did you end up here?
I found some tutorial videos online on Surf Simply's website.
Surfers simply accept the fact that we paddle into a wave, stand up and ride it. We're going to talk about the physics involved in this process. So until
That was really powerful. And I learned more in the first 15 minutes of watching that video than I had learned in 5 years of surfing. So I'm a mechanical engineer, and my specialty in grad school was fluid dynamics. And I could recognize in what I was picking up in the videos that this was science, like they were actually talking about the mechanics of surfing, and it made sense from everything I understood from a fluid dynamics standpoint. So that was one of the things that told me this was the right place. Well, I learned relatively young that confidence is nice, but sticking to things is maybe even more important. Even when you don't feel confident, if you just stick to it, you can get there.
I think surfing is going to add to my life like another opportunity to share something with my family, my husband, and teach our children to swim. I never thought that much about surfing until this trip, and now I can see that it's really going to be a part of our lives. This has been a really life-changing, I'd say, vacation, and I could see us doing this for a long time.
I used to play basketball so much that in my 20s, I wasn't sure I wanted to live past the point when I couldn't play basketball anymore. And then it dawned on me that I needed to find something that was just as exciting as basketball was for me. And that was surfing.
Only a few years ago, pre-COVID, and not that consistently. So this was a really great week to really just focus on a week of twice-a-day surfing after surfing sporadically for a few years. I think it was something that seemed like out of the realm of possibilities. And I was like, oh, I can go do this.
That was amazing. How did that one feel? Was that fun?
I had surfed before, but just getting out there. So this was my introduction.
I started surfing in 2020 during COVID as a way to get outside, and then it sort of took off from there.
Well, you said it was the best thing you've ever done.
It was the best thing that I've ever done.
Good turn. Oh, that's beautiful.
Alex and I are lifelong friends. We've known each other probably since about 5th grade, became friends in about 8th grade. We gone through a lot of ups and downs in terms of our own lives and grown together.
And we have this amazing friendship that's lifelong and gone through all these roads that we've been on in our lives. But to share something at our age that makes us feel like we're 10 years old again, or 15, or 20, or 30, or 40, there's no words to describe it.
It's not about just coming here for a week. It's about encouraging me to be open to reverse engineer a lot of things that I learn so that I can learn a lot of amazing things through, the coaches here, especially Jesse. I want to give Jesse some props.
All he's going to do is lean in on this inside rail, and that's going to pop the nose up and out of water. It's the same physics of why people can hang 5 and hang 10 and not nosedive the board. It's because their inside rail is engaged, and that's what keeps the nose up and out.
So my coach was Justin. He's definitely the best coach that you guys have.
So, right turn, hands on the other side, look, sit the weight back, point, shove those knees out just a bit, get the weight in the toes, and then come out of the turn.
Pushing me, but also making sure like it was productive sessions. So I learned a lot.
Crystal and I are big fans. He just has like a presence about him, and I think he was more worried about us than we were worried about the waves. But it was all good. We loved him.
Marlon was my coach, and actually he was one of my coaches last time, and I really like him a lot. He's very technical, been very encouraging, and very positive.
Walk me through the process of catching this wave. What are we looking at? What are we thinking?
Trying to look back, but also look down the line.
Yep.
My head doesn't turn that far.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah.
Something that helps us a little bit once we're looking back is time with the paddle so that we can actually bring the chest back and open up to see it, right? Which I can see that you're actually doing it this way.
I think that if she wanted to, Amaya could change her name to Amazing. I mean, she didn't just come in with a set program. I mean, obviously you guys have a program, but it seemed really clear to me that she was tailoring what she was teaching to what I needed in the moment. And so it was a great experience. Yeah.
Alright, so seeing how those shoulders are leaning, that is why we're having trouble getting weight out of that backboard. So let's try and wrap this around here, okay?
Derek, he was my biggest cheerleader, and he really encouraged me to take some risks on some pretty big waves this week.
Just kind of think about anytime we use the term high line, if I go a bit too high, I could run the risk of rolling off the back of the wave. If I drop to the bottom of the wave, then I don't have that water hitting the bottom of my board anymore. So anytime we refer to the high line, what we're really talking about is just about halfway up the wave face.
How would you describe the surfing community?
Oh, really thoughtful. I mean, thoughtful more than anything, I would say. Like, cohesive and friendly and lovely and open and welcoming, but everything here and everyone here has been so kind and thoughtful.
I've experienced some coaching in other sports, but I've never experienced anything where you're putting, resort, vacation, learning, and intense coaching. I always say that Surf Simply puts the money in the bank, and you get to take it out and spend it later, because that's when it really comes out. And you're like, oh man, my feet are just in the right place all of a sudden, so I'm on to the next thing.
I've been telling everybody all week when I talk to friends back at home that I'm at a surfing school, right? But there's so much more to it. I mean, this was like a Michelin star restaurant. I mean, and we've all been talking about that,
It was delicious and a lot and filling, but also healthy, so really energizing. And I think finding that balance is really difficult to do, and I think the chefs did a fantastic job.
I've been to yoga, I've been to Pilates. Honestly, before this week, I had never heard of just a stretching class. And she told me that it comes from yoga, but she was tailoring it to what we needed to go out and surf. The stretching was just what I needed.
It's a pretty amazing experience when you put it all together. Like Cam keeps on saying, I mean, Surf Simply's thought of everything, right? Like whether it's, weather forecasting or, how to be prepared for the morning and figuring out when to go out. Even if you get aches and pains, having the Advil on site's super helpful, but they really thought of everything.
And there's something about that experience of sitting on a surfboard and watching the horizon and looking for the waves coming in that feels like a meditation. And then bam, something really exciting going on, like everywhere around you. It's clear that the surfing is at the center of it, and everything that comes in is sort of centered around that. So the stretching classes are great, the massage is great, the food is great, but it's all sort of designed in a way so that it supports the surfing.
It's a family. This community is a family, and they make you a part of it.